when the situation calls for it. But I do think this is a game where the situation does call for a Cassante. Is not only really good in the lane against the Rumble at just being able to deny him that
I kind of got ruined, Quacks.
delay on the reset. We can see Monkey is crossing over mid.
Look for Haru here. They're going to hit the charm first. Arha's going to flash. Great entrance, and Haru immediately uses flash, but there's more. They cut him off from that crab, and Junhao ticks over to level 6 here. Monkey, I think he's trying to leash XP off of the bot wave, and he will get ultimate as well. Realm Warp coming down, though. The Shadow Dash talking land onto Arha. Flag and drag over onto About. Gets trapped in the Cataclysm. He doesn't have his flash either, and he is on a one-way trick back to the fountain. Rune Prism going to grab Monkey. Goes untargetable and has to flash himself back over to the turret. Junhao punished.
You got to be really certain on how you play those future fights. Now Keshi is in the bot lane.
Keshi's in the bot lane. About was not ready for it, and the flash forward from Keshi secures the kill. The Tova strikes back, are able to grab Arha. Level 4 Rakan is getting walked down. Keshi springs out of it.
But I don't think he's going to find it, Slayer.
No, our action has to go towards these grubs. Arha, great entrance knock up on now as the flashes. Feather gets trapped in the chains and will go down. The Hound's Pursuit flies Monkey halfway across the river. It's a Cataclysm flash out from Junhao. Monkey's fine, and Karis wants to fight. Last charge of Spirit Rush gets the charm onto Haru, but About can't get a big piercing arrow down, and Karis has low mana, so they're not able to turn that kill over onto Haru, but they do control the river. TP down there. Keshi, though, still providing such a heroic early
AD damage that you have outside of this Nefiri is, hang on, Haru getting engaged on.
Yeah, it's just like the first blood all over again, but the Realm Warp does not get him out. The bleed kills Haru as he tries to teleport to safety. Team WE making it a point to disturb Haru every time they can.
Luckily, On is going to be there too. Earlier, Monkey probably would have been able to follow up and secure that kill, as Haru could not be walking up here.
It is just screw Haru game one, but Feather has the stand united, trying to desperately save his mid laner, but he may just have to watch as Team WE pounce on top of them. Feather going to be the next one to die as the all-out comes across from Keshi. Does find one back here, a shutdown onto Monkey. And Keshi is not to be messed with. Arha and About already learned the hard way how scary this guy is when he goes all out. He's able to once again kind of rescue ThunderTalk, and he's looking for more, but he doesn't know. The Karis is on the backside of this fight. Nice flash from About to get back towards his mid laner. Charm is going to hit, but Keshi still very tanky with that Kanik Rooker. 1 versus 3. He's going to shrug all the damage off and survive.
And this is what I said
here. To be that Rift Herald that Team W will likely.
I'm disappointed in these two teams already as
here we go. They're going for jungle catches, the lockdown, the taunts all land on Karis, but there isn't enough damage, and he's looking to turn it on to Feather, dashes out of the Cataclysm. Rune Prism lands over the wall, and Haru's able to find that kill with Junhao. All out, lands on top of Cube to pull the Rumble into the waiting arms of Keshi, who just continues to be a juggernaut. Team WE can't solve. Nice dodge from Monkey, but another Rune Prism lands to lock up the dog and send him back to the pound. TT Spring 3 kills to find the first team fight win of our series.
And Keshi is just too damn.
But they are aptly out of position now for this potential Soul Point Hextech Drake.
Monkey is at half HP. We could see that there is a reset coming through from About. WE are looking worse for wear if they want to try and re-engage this dragon. Really, their only healthy member is Karis.
And he's already getting poked out as well. More of the damage from On really swinging through here. TP back in from About, but it's too little too late. And the flash from Feather gets the Shadow taunt onto Cube. Keshi once again trying to hold Monkey at bay on the front line as Junhao goes after About. Arha getting burned down quickly as Haru finds himself a second. There's a third for ThunderTalk as On wins the AD carry fight. It's all up ThunderTalk. Monkey flashes to rescue one onto Junhao, but he can't even find the kill. It's a max range Q from Karis to get one. Monkey now resets, goes untargetable, and he's just trying to buy time. The Mega Inferno Bomb doesn't count.
In the mid lane tier 1, this turret should fall.
Listen, man, I've joined
for you to latch onto. It's much needed at this point.
Totally. You can just look at the two mages alone, but Here we go, Junhao picking off Arha very deep behind enemy lines. Team About, though, is able to blow up Feather. Cataclysm going to come down, and it's Monkey that will have to trade his life back as Keshi once again leaves seismic wakes that break WWE into different directions, sending one top side, one down river. All of them are heading to their demise once again, except Karis trying to rescue the kills back. Nice flash, gets the reset after killing off On, but one more flag and drag, and a slow from the smite from Junhao will secure four.
Make it harder and harder for WE to yet again. And Junhao just keeps on running through these fights.
Whoa. But we're fighting still. WE only know one way back in. It's the flag and drag, dug down Cataclysm. Junhao continues to heal, but he'll finally get back into the GA. But he bought the valuable time the rest of ThunderTalk needed to pounce once more. Karis won't even be able to find the kill onto Heru. The dash over the wall. Will be available. The ThunderTalk don't seem to care that much. They're on to the Dragon. Monkey trying to set up a flank. The Hex Gate's going to bring him a buddy. Karis next to him. The TT are trying to shut that down fast, but a charm lands onto Junhao. He does not have access to GA anymore, but Monkey, very scared of Heru, flashes, dashes, but Heru will continue to chase him down, and he's got a rune prison written with Monkey's name on it. They section Monkey off, and they kill away the one guy that truly could prevent them from a Hextech Soul being a reality for ThunderTalk.
We have 4 members now and no jungler, but they're sticking around anyway, Slayer. I'm kind of curious what the plan is here.
Maybe just to throw everything at the wall and go for it, but Keshi shuts it down immediately by killing off About, and Karis gets deleted by Heru with an actualizer. Team WE throw caution to the wind and learn a very big tale not to mess with ThunderTalk. Ace over to TT.
And that should be Baron as well. They've got all of their members up, and ThunderTalk said for the organization itself, an up and down year, but over the course of 2026, they have restored faith in him. They have given him the ball. They have allowed him to play pretty well. I think we should go back to spamming that.
Okay, you're trying to bring out the old copy pastas. We'll see if Keshi's got more heroics here as Arha pops out of a bush, does land the charm and the Chains of Corruption on top of Heru, but nobody can really find this executing kill. It's not even Karis throwing his life on the line. Heru survives, and that could just mean this is the final push for ThunderTalk. Heru earns himself a very well-deserved triple kill, and TT now threaten the base and maybe just the game over Team WE.
It's a 4-for-nothing 30-second death timers until one of the WE members is going to be able to join About to defend the base. Yeah, I think the game is over from here, Slayer. A great game 1 from ThunderTalk. 7-0-6 for Keshi.
And On puts the cherry on top, getting a kill onto About in his own foul.
But I don't hate this either. Twisted Fate lock-in for Karis here in game number 2 does give you that global pressure that we were praising a lot from ThunderTalk Strap.
Oh, this dragon was the soul of your last game? Well, we're going to make sure it's the first dragon out the gate of the game. I think that's fun, and that's what we got with this Hextech Soul.
Exhaust.
Or Dragon. Exhaust comes across your final hour. Keshi, he's flashing just to get on vision, and we're back at it again with Keshi running the top lane. It's Junhao.
Second, before he went down, he dinged level 6, but didn't have time to click the Dominus.
Oh, here we go. Oh my god, that was the worst destiny ever for Karis! He spawns and lands into a double stun with his jungler, who now has to flash and Vault Breaker back towards
to buy some space for the Ezreal. And frankly, if WE can't be playing around that bot lane, winning through there, then it's going to be difficult. As we can see, the top side of the map is no better.
3-talent strike landed. Monkey gonna have to use that Vault Breaker to escape. He's gonna re-engage here, cease and desist, but his team wasn't there in time. Arha tries to flash forward, but his jungler is already done for. Junhao does find the trade, and 3 members strong are gonna chase down Heru. Gold card lands, and About and Arha rescue the Team WE top side for now. But On flashes on top of About's head. Gold card has to come out to slow down this Ezreal. Both bottom lanes finally make their first visit to the mid lane and have quite an impact.
All right, so some kills finally going over.
Oh, valuable tool there.
Destiny.
So start to see Destiny get channeled. It's Monkey looking to pounce Junhao. Did not think he was the target. Gold card gonna land. Kresigar gonna come out though to knock Monkey away. Junhao's gonna 1v1 with Karis. The Vault Breaker to ruin it, and the Encore does not hit onto Karis. Heru finds that kill, but now he's in the waiting arms of About, who pushes out a ton of damage to pick up a double kill over towards Monkey. Dash forward, cease and desist. Is gonna grab onto On with the calling time so beautifully from About, and all of a sudden Team WE are right back in it.
And it's easy pickings for Monkey to just get on to the ThunderTalk mid laner. A little bit unfortunate there, too, because Tibbers was taking aggro. Cube.
Exhaust comes down.
No mana.
Away. Keshi's got a flash, and he doesn't have the mana for the ult. And bot side Monkey gets a beautiful cease and desist down onto an unsuspecting Feather. Here comes the Team WE we love, fighting on all sides. But TT know how to dance this very same Samba. Here comes Destiny, though. Oh, it's going to get canceled.
It got canceled.
Karras does not join. Cube was waiting for his mid laner. Who got...
is given over to them. And this is really important because we talk about how ThunderTalk have the double marksman, how they...
But WE are fine. They don't need to pull that trigger because like you talked about, you saw the bot lane pressure they had. Cube was threatening the tier 1 turret with Keshi a bit out of position. And you know About's have this push that On is trying to find an answer for. But the cleanse matches the exhaust, and On once again leaves a trade worse for wear than About. Herald picked up here as well. And Team WE officially have ThunderTalk on the ropes.
You know, if it was full AP Milio, that fire kick would have killed.
Oh, no. Well, how about this for a kill? Keshi can use the $5 invisibility to create some distance. Goes in the invis again. Cube cannot get the stun down with that Coal the Meat. Keshi gonna dash back forward again. Likes his odds of the 1v2. Dominus has to be popped. Monkey with a Vault Breaker turn. Cube now trying to dive, but gets exhausted. Vault Breaker comes through, but Cube is packed out.
Do have some sauce online when it comes to looking at these marksmen. Like we saw, Keshi just got his first kill on. Did complete that Trinity Force a little bit ago, so they've got something to play around in terms of damage for this fight.
Well, they're just paying the Twisted Fate tax so heavy here. Heru TP top to try and stop the tier 1 turret going down earlier, and now the Destiny threat is real. Karras spots all of ThunderTalk. Agglomerated onto 5 around this dragon. Coley gonna come down from about, gets some nice chunk damage, and Monkey not able to win that smite. Huge Timber stun, but immediately the Breath of Life comes out as Cube finds the backline. Both Feather and On are mincemeat. It's the re-engage from Junhao as Keshi is able to glide around and find 1 kill. Junhao re-engages, and there's On to pop over the wall to find 2 more cleaned up. Cube at half HP, Karras joins the fray. Flash yellow card's gonna shut down Junhao. Or onto On, excuse me. It's Junhao, the only one left up trying to find his way out of this. But Karras has got more than enough cards in his deck. Cube has cooldowns, gonna re-engage forward, slices forward, dices again to start stacking the stuff. 3-town strike lands from Junhao. Can he get the auto off? Yes! He will get 1 back. Junhao saving ThunderTalk from Soul Point and collecting
I think it is made up for by the fact that you've got Silver Bolts and you've got Black Cleaver on your team. So that armor is going to be getting shredded. I think Ezreal will have an easier time than usual.
Oh my god. Here comes Karras and Monkey again, and they found Keshi, the Golden Goose. Slowed down for ThunderTalk. Feather completely out of this fight as well. Heru goes for a last endeavor to fight him.
Heru?
But that was way too ham to go, and he's able to pull all of TT forward with him. On goes on that one-way mission, and when the dust settles, it's just Junhao staring down 4 members of Team WE.
All right, so Karras had his little oopsie with that Destiny, and I guess Heru, not to be outdone, just looked for an equally egregious looking teleport into that fight. That was really not great at all.
Mid lane to get control of this map. Heru going to join back up with the team, and LPL seems to be taking a page out of the NA Ram book. Junhao going to get yellow card stunned. Junhao going to re-engage with the Crescent Guard. Gets a ton of damage down onto Monkey, who still had that GA. Cube re-engaged on, pops the Dominus off to the side. About punishing onto On. And Keshi, who gets caught with the cease and desist, and About finds the kill as Monkey reses back to a victorious pick play. Cube going to look for Junhao, who flashes away from About, but these light slinging shots from About are not to be messed with as he flashes under the turret to find 2. And Monkey will clean up 1 kill On, and down falls Heru, ace to Team WE.
And it's the tightrope that lets Monkey he walks it perfectly. He's got the net under him of the Guardian Angel. Questionable. And I think here in game number 2, he certainly had a redemption game. Certainly is putting on a show.
On the blast cone, creates enough distance away from the encore. Junhao sees
Wait, About
on top of him. About onto the side, finds Keshi. A huge heal comes down from Arha. A lifeline in the blinking moments About is able to get the kills that Team WE may need to just force this game 3. Heru trying to kite desperately away, but he will fall. There's the ace. Arha playing the role of a vital support gets Team WE over the line and to bring us in to a final game 3 to decide our series between ThunderTalk and Team WE.
I was getting some flashbacks there for a second, Slayer, about in a 1v3 misposition from the rest of his team, but he was so far ahead, he said, nah, I'll win.
See the Chorus in such a important game, once I'm sure the swap will come across, is going back to his roots here with a melee mid on the Silas through Arha, but it's still about finding the better trades into On. Monkey just flashed early to cut off the one escape point here for Keshi. Will flash, but the stun's going to land all the same, and there is no hop available for Keshi. Cube
I think deters Arha from going any further. Even after that flash is used, there might have been a Zenith Blade angle, but speaking of Wukong's presence.
Yep, he's got the Cyclone. Main and the Ghouls are doing some hella work, though, here for Cube. Keshi already used the Gnar ult, but he's down about half HP, and Junhao does not have the juice to make a Cube smoothie. Instead, it's Monkey and Karis to the rescue to turn this.
I mean, you saw Keshi's hesitancy to follow up with that play. The Gnar wasn't in the area.
Starfall! He's not in the area. He's not even in the zip code anymore. Quacks, he's back.
We know we're weaker. We're going to place down some vision, gather some information, and if they start up grubs, maybe we can drag him, but he's just getting collapsed on.
Yep, or just pouncing Feather going on a Valiant warding mission.
For that red buff. Does not want to pull the trigger on it as teleport.
Karis tries to flash out of the taunt. He does not get out of it. Depth Charge going to land Cyclone. All these CC components stacking up on top of Karis. Can't get away from the second knockup, and that is a very unfortunate teleport for Karis. At least his bottom lane has been able to kill off On. Monkey, they'll have to flash away from Heru. The minion wave is gone. Heru having to take up turret shots here by this point, but is tanky enough to walk it on out.
And it's not super conditional on needing to be met with a Dragon Soul, so
it's definitely an interesting test here for this WE team. It's not a team we usually expect to try and play heavy side lane, play fully for the pick potential, and it's a good test for them to try and get this game 3 over the line. Is here comes that team fight combo and a Justice Punch for Junhao. Down he goes. It was Karis that hijacked that heroic entrance and is now turning it on to TT. Double kill over to About, and he's got the speed ups to try and chase down On, and he's sinking every single bite into that health bar. Karis maybe looking to try and dive with the Abscond of Duck, but they're going to let On off the leash. Is starting up the Herald off vision. That ward in the back of the pit, not going to be able to track the HP bar. It's Cube that's making the walk up towards this fight, but TT, they look skittish, but they're TPing their Mega Gnar in here to look to try and make the fight. It's Arha's going to flash on top of Junhao, gets the Cyclone down. They put Monkey in the bouncy house and they blow him up. No jungler here for Team WE, and they've caught Karis off to the side as well. TT's team fight finally gets to shine through in the first big bout, and they find all 3 kills onto On as well. TT arriving to our game 3.
WE's comp just crumbles when it comes to 5v5s. Cube.
Oh, Heru though. Miasma's down. Big scatter comes across from On, and it is able to save his mid laner. Petrifying Gaze does not get a stun. It only has a slow, and Junhao is able to flash away from the Ghouls, so they don't give any kills back over to Big Bad About. Big fight loss. They are on to the second drink of the game, and will get it with complete ease. This feels weird. TT kind of just let WE back in the door towards this Dragon conversation. At least, like you mentioned, they had the Scuttle Crab vision, so there was no way to kind of sneak this for Team WE, and now they're going to cede control back over to ThunderTalk. Both top laners are here again. Keshi needs to stack up that Gnar bar. As the engagement Marha goes into a double taunt. Everyone compounding on top of each other. Gnar gets blown up first. Junhao gets a Cyclone, tries to flash over the wall, but W will follow until Keshi throws them into a wall and bounces on top of them for 1. Karis does find the trade though. On needs to connect with his mid laner, but he's far too low. And Cube with the Ghouls will just run down Heru. Team WE able to win a full-on 5-on-5.
A really good counterattack there to start up the fight by WE. The Mia on ThunderTalk that's even remotely close to him in levels is Keshi, who's 1-3. So you're probably going to need to send more than one guy to deal with him. As speaking of more than one guy,
it's everybody. Trickster not going to get June out of trouble. Gets stunned up by the solar flare. Justice Punch does land as the turret comes on. Gets himself out of dodges. Keshi throws 2 members in the wall. Garis comes out of the stasis, but he is able to dash away from Keshi as Monkey is losing his 1v1 to Haru off to the side. It's pandemonium on all fronts, but Cube slams down the spade into the heart of On to make it a 2-for-1. At least one back over to Team WE.
And mid turret to follow. WE opening up even more of the map. Less than a minute until the Dragon as well. That is a huge deal.
Be able to get just enough time to get the Kingslayer healing and get out of what felt like certain doom. And now TT are going to have to walk into WE as they do find the Solar Flare. Lockdown onto Feather. Justice Punch has to come through with the heroic entrance from Haru, but now he becomes the target as Junhao gets into the backline. Feather is going to be the first casualty as Arha marks Junhao, and the rest of Team WE turns on the pounds. Keshi doesn't have the Mega Gnar up until he finally gets a 3-man Gnar ultimate, but where's your team, bro? They're all scattered into the wind as About locks down 4 kills for Team WE and a Hextech Soul in Game 3.
Is going to be Haru, and he can do nothing about this Nasher. WE running away with this game. All 3 lanes, they are using that buff. You can see that Cube is on the top side pushing. A nice 1-3-1 split is on Summoner's Rift here, and it's because of that global pressure. Monkey can react to any play that ThunderTalk might dare to make if they overload a side lane.
So hard to slow down this 3-point attack. Keshi and Junhao both together are trying to get rid of this wave. They'll at least save their bottom lane tier 2 turret, but you called it out. You simply cannot leave a Baroned up Yorick alone to the devices of your turrets on the top side. The push and pull, it's honestly masterful to look at here from Team WE as they surgically get rid of all turrets outside the walls of the ThunderTalk base.
And look at what ThunderTalk behind the Syndra don't really have any amazing wave clear, right? So it's very difficult for them to actually stop this siege. And like we just said, they can't overload to try and fight. They've not only got no damage in that department, but there's a Pantheon wanting them to do that, basically daring them to try and look for a play. This is just slow suffocation. Frankly, kind of depressing for the side of TT. They really are out of options, it feels like.
Depressing for ThunderTalk fans, methodical for Team WE by this point. Top lane is wide open courtesy of Cube, and Monkey's just standing here ushering in waves, and now Cube can join in with his jungler. TT starting to get better options at targets, but look at this last shift effort. That's a very Aaron depth charge. Keshi was down to half HP by the maiden herself. Hero's entrance comes in, but it's only Monkey to get knocked up, and he has a GA. Justice Punch forward is really audacious here from Haru. It's Karis off to the side, but he has the stasis as he gets turned on from TT. Expert bait there from Karis. And now the base is in crumbles, and this will be the final march for Team WE.
Karis has teleport as well. He's going to come back to the fight at full HP. Keshi is close to Mega.
Needs to find an otherworldly Gnar ultimate to make a difference here. And it's Monkey that goes in first. Karis to follow after. Keshi does not get the Gnar ultimate. It's hijacked by Captain Karis to say goodnight to ThunderTalk. Back from a Game 1 woe, Team WE will find the series win over ThunderTalk to move to 4 series wins in Split 3.
WE 4-2 now in group of 7.